Hey guys, this is Amit and you're watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between Poco M3 Pro versus Oppo A53s, and we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips, and about the prices. In the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me, so watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, M3 Pro have triple camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. Whereas A53s comes with triple camera setup, 13 megapixel of wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have better camera sensors. And about the front camera of the devices, M3 Pro have 8 megapixel of wide camera, whereas A53s have 8 megapixel of wide camera. So I will call it a tie because both of the devices have same camera sensors. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. M3 Pro have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas A53s have LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, M3 Pro can shoot Full HD Video Max at 30 fps, whereas A53s can shoot Full HD Video Max at 30 fps. So without a doubt, it's a tie because both of the devices can record at the same FPS. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. M3 Pro have Android 11 support. On the other side, A53s also have Android 11 support. So it's a tie. And about the user interface of the devices, M3 Pro have MIUI, whereas A53s comes with ColorOS. So it's a tie because both of the user interface have different UI. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. M3 Pro is powered by Dimensity 700 5G based on 7nm processor, whereas A53 also powered by Dimensity 700 5G based on 7nm processor. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same processing speed. And about the GPU of the devices, M3 Pro is packed with Mali G57, whereas A53 is also packed with Mali G57. So again, it's a tie because both of the devices can give you same FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. M3 Pro can clock at 2.2 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset, whereas A53s can also clock at 2.2 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset. So I will call it a tie because both of the devices have same clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, M3 Pro comes with two RAM variants, 4 and 6 GB, whereas A53 also have two options, 6 and 8 GB. So clearly the winner here is A53s because it have bigger capacity of RAM. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. M3 Pro comes with two storage options, 64 and 128, whereas A53s have only 128 GB of storage. So again, the winner here is M3 Pro because it have multi-storage option. And about the external storage of the devices, M3 Pro have dedicated card slot, whereas A53s also have dedicated card slot. So it's a tie. Moving to the display features of the devices. Let's start with the display size of the devices. M3 Pro have 6.5 inches of display, whereas A53s also have 6.52 inches of display. So it's a tie because both of the devices have approximately the same display size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, M3 Pro have 83.7%, whereas A53s also have 82.7%. So again, it's a tie because both of the devices have approximately the same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. M3 Pro comes with Full HD Plus display. On the other side, A53s have HD Plus display. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it can produce sharper images because it have Full HD Plus display. And about the display type of the devices, M3 Pro have IPS LCD display having 90 Hz of refresh rate, whereas A53s have IPS LCD display. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it can give you high frame rate in games. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. M3 Pro have 8.9 mm of thickness, whereas A53s have 8.4 mm of thickness. So it's a tie because both of the devices have approximately the same thickness. Talking about the weight of the devices, M3 Pro comes with 190 grams of weight, whereas A53s have 189 grams of weight. So it's a tie because both of the devices have approximately the same body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, M3 Pro have Gorilla Glass 3, whereas A53s also have Gorilla Glass 3. So it's a tie because both of the devices can give you same protection. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. M3 Pro have plastic back with plastic frame, whereas A53s have plastic back with plastic frame. So it's a tie because both of the devices have solid build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, so it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices. Let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. M3 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner. On the other side, A53s also have side mounted fingerprint scanner. So it's a tie here. And about the sensors in their devices, M3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas A53 also have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass. So it's a tie. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. M3 Pro have 5000 mAh of battery capacity, whereas A53s also have 5000 mAh of battery capacity. So clearly it's a tie here because both the devices have same battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. M3 Pro have 18 watts of fast charging, whereas A53s have 10 watts of charging. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it has fast charging and it can charge up your device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. M3 Pro comes with normal speakers, whereas A53s have normal speakers too. So it's a tie here. And about the headphone jack of the devices, M3 Pro have 3.5 mm of headphone jack, whereas A53 also have. So it's a tie. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot. So it's a tie. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, M3 Pro have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth, whereas A53s have 5th generation of Bluetooth. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have newer generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. M3 Pro have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS, whereas A53 have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS and QSS. So the winner here is A53s because it have QSS chip. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, M3 Pro comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector, whereas A53s have 2nd gen of Type-C connector but it have OTG support. So the winner here is A53s because it have OTG support. Moving to the prices of the devices. In the international market, starting range of M3 is around $180, whereas A53s is available from $180. In the Indian market, M3 have starting range from 16,000 rupees, whereas A53 is available from 15,000 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera, the winner is M3 Pro. In the performance, it's a tie. In the display, the winner is M3 Pro. In the body segment, it's a tie. In the features of the device, the winner is M3 Pro. In the communication chips, it's a tie. And about the prices, the winner is M3 Pro. So the decision is totally yours. Which device you like the most so far? Let me know in the comment below. What do you think, which device is better for you? So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what's your thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.